Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Rishika Barua. Here are the top stories we're tracking at noon. There are hectic meetings in Maharashtra all day today. The Maharashtra cabinet is going to be meeting for the very first time after Ajit's coup. We'll get you all those details. First up, the headlines. Maharashtra cabinet meet scheduled to begin in just a short while from now. The Congress Legislature Party, meanwhile, is also meeting today, and Uddhav Sena is going to be at a huddle at the Sena Bhavan in a short while from now. UBT MLA moves the Supreme Court to disqualify the Shinde camp. He says that the Speaker should expeditiously decide on the disqualification plea against Shinde and his camp MLAs. The Indian consulate in San Francisco was attacked. Pro-Khalistani freedom rally has been planned in Toronto on the 8th of July. Khalistan protest targets Indian diplomats and missions in the United States and Canada. India to host the SCO summit for the very first time. Prime Minister Modi will be hosting the virtual SCO summit. He's going to be hosting President Xi and President Putin virtually. Tina Ambani appeared before the Enforcement Directorate officials today, a day after Anil Ambani was questioned by the probe agency. And while the Maharashtra political drama enters its third day today, and a whole host of hectic meetings have been planned today, including, of course, the cabinet meet. So the new Maharashtra cabinet with 9 NCP MLAs is going to be meeting in just a short while from now. We will also be seeing, interestingly, Ajit Pawar inaugurating a new NCP office right next to Mantralaya. Meanwhile, the Congress Legislature Party is meeting. They're in a huddle. They're going to be taking a crucial decision on the position of LOP now. That's going to be very interesting to watch out, because remember, the Congress has now emerged as the single largest opposition party after both the NCP and the Shiv Sena have been split down in the middle. So, of course, there are several questions on the numbers that still need to be answered, because remember, there's no clarity so far on how many MLAs are backing Ajit Pawar, how many MLAs continue to stay with Sharad Pawar. Those numbers aren't clear. We have an inclination of the numbers that's only coming in at the moment, that too via BJP sources. So a lot of questions there really need to be answered. Meanwhile, there's also going to be another crucial meeting that's going to be taking place at the Sena Bhavan with the UBT faction that's also going to be meeting to take stock of these developments. All right, let's go right across to Sohit, who's been tracking all these details very closely for us. Sohit, you've been speaking with your sources. You've been tracking these meetings. It's a hectic day today because all factions are in a huddle. There's a cabinet meet. There's a meet at the Sena Bhavan. The Congress is in a huddle. Break down all the developments for us.
Absolutely. First of all, yes, the cabinet meeting is going to begin, and in fact, the cabinet ministers have also reached Mantralaya. The NCP cabinet ministers, the newly appointed ones, they have reached, and in some time that meeting will begin. Secondly, you spoke about Congress. That is exactly where I am right now present. On the right hand side where I am, this is the Maharashtra Assembly where the CLP meet of the Congress is happening. Now, Rishika, remember that Congress is the only party in opposition that has its MLAs intact till now. Since 2019, it was being said that Congress is the weakest link in the Mahavikas Aghadi. However, we saw 2 splits of Shiv Sena first, and then now we are seeing 2 splits in the NCP. Congress, which got 44 seats in 2019, they now have 45 MLAs, which means there is an increase in the number of MLAs that the Congress has. And naturally, since they have the highest number of MLAs in opposition, they will be getting the leader of opposition post. So in this meeting, they will be discussing who will be the leader of opposition, what should be the next strategy, how will the Mahavikas Aghadi alliance go ahead. So all of these things will be discussed in the CLP meeting that is happening over here. On the other hand, as you rightly mentioned, yes, there is a Shiv Sena meeting happening at Sena Bhavan as well. Now, that meeting will also be important because remember that the Shiv Sena leaders of the Uddhav Thackeray faction have already reached Supreme Court saying that it has been over a year and the Speaker has not taken any decision, so something should happen on that line. And remember the timing of this. This is happening at the same time when Sharad Pawar has said that these 9 MLAs who are now in the government should be disqualified. So if the Speaker is pressurized to take some decision on the Shiv Sena MLAs, they'll also have to take some decision on the NCP MLAs. And this is not a message to those who have actually joined the government. This is a message to others who are still not sure which side to join. Because if there is any decision being taken by the Speaker for Eknath Shinde, in some way that decision will also be similar for Ajit Pawar as well, because as of now we don't know who actually has the party. And as you rightly mentioned, the NCP leaders aren't saying, be it any faction, be it the Sharad Pawar faction or the Ajit Pawar faction, none of them are saying how many MLAs they have. And this is quite different from what we saw when there was two splits of Shiv Sena, because every day Eknath Shinde was flexing his muscles. Every MLA that he used to reach, we used to get those visuals. He was speaking to us, he was saying, I have 40, 45, 50 MLAs with me, I am the real Shiv Sena. And I can't believe that if Ajit Pawar has that power as of now, he won't be flexing his muscle as well, because since 2019 there have been times when he has been humiliated. He was also the Deputy Chief Minister for 2 days with Devendra Fadnavis, and if he gets an opportunity to flex that I am more powerful than my uncle Sharad Pawar, he would use that opportunity. But at the moment that isn't happening. So there's a series of meetings happening in several places. But the funny part right now is that the new faction of NCP, Ajit Pawar's faction, have been allotted a bungalow.
Yes.
And this is right opposite the Mantralaya bungalow. And over there, they don't have the keys for that bungalow. So the youth wing leaders present over there, they tried to break the office, the front door. They were able to do that, but the other doors inside are also shut. So they don't know what to do, and sometimes nothing happens.
So this is the new office that Ajit Pawar was supposed
in every place.
Okay, so this is the new office that Ajit Pawar was supposed to be inaugurating, right? And there was no clarity on whether he's going to do it before the cabinet meet or after the cabinet meet. But the optics of this, like you're saying, Sohit, have failed in a certain sense because they don't have the key to that new office that they want to inaugurate.
Absolutely, and now they'll have to inaugurate after the cabinet meeting, and by then the youth wing have been asked to ensure that the doors are open. There is some welcome ceremony that happens over there so that Ajit Pawar can come and sit over here. So one thing to remember, that if NCP is playing this game, this is not a new game that Ajit Pawar is playing. Shiv Sena played this game last year. Now it is the office. The next thing that is going to happen is they will say, we own the party's balance, or the bank accounts of the party belongs to us. Then they will say the party belongs to us, and it is very similar to what happened last year. So obviously the opposition, they have learned from what Uddhav Thackeray had to face. So that's why, at least if we talk about the office, it seems like the opposition was one step ahead. At least they kept the keys with themselves. I also spoke to the leader who has the keys, but he said he won't come on record or on camera. Okay. Me and my camera person Praveen Jirohit asked him that we should speak to you, and he's saying no, I won't as of now. And he's saying that bungalow belongs to me as of now, and I'll go and file a complaint. How can they break a bungalow that belongs to me? So the drama continues in each and every angle, be it inside the government, be it the party offices or anything. This drama of Maharashtra government doesn't seem to be ending soon.
Okay, so we got some pictures, in fact, of that new office, and Sohit of course has some very interesting details on why that new office, supposed new office, has not been inaugurated. I think those are of course pictures of Mantralaya, and this office is just opposite. But Sohit, a quick word from you on the larger picture. You of course been speaking with your sources, and you know the way the numbers stack up right now, like you've been saying throughout, is very dynamic, because there are people who are still confused, there are people who are playing both sides, there are people who are even phoning journalists to ask for their opinion, assuming that they have a pulse on what people are going to make of this. So in the situation that the numbers are so dynamic, how is this going to play out legally? Because we know that Sharad Pawar has already moved for the disqualification, and at this moment only of those who have officially joined forces with the government in terms of being sworn into the new cabinet. So the disqualification has been moved only against those individuals. In the event that Ajit Pawar cannot prove his numbers or parade his MLAs, it does appear to be advantage camp Sharad Pawar.
Well, Rishika, two things. Number one, the final decision regarding the disqualification can be taken by the Speaker. The Speaker is Rahul Narvekar, and it's been over a year. He hasn't taken any decision regarding Shiv Sena. So that is one thing that is benefiting Ajit Pawar at the moment. Yes, he has or he does not have the number. He is not coming out clearly. He is saying he has it. He is not giving the numbers. Now, what Sharad Pawar did is a very tactical move that he has done. He knows that those 9 MLAs who are now part of the government, they won't be returning. But what about others? They haven't haven't got anything. And that's why the action is being taken against only these 9 MLAs who have joined the government. Now remember what happened last year when MLAs started reaching to Eknath Shinde. Uddhav Thackeray faction camp started calling them gaddars, which means they started calling them traitors. So they shut the door for these MLAs to return back. That is not what Sharad Pawar has done. In fact, if you remember, day before yesterday, late night, Supriya Sule said that we are a family and all of these are our family members. That is a very tactical thing to do, because they still are trying to get them back, because they know that if Ajit Pawar as of now does not have the 2/3 majority that he wants, because if he would have that, he would have presented that. He did back-to-back press conferences for 2 days. But for these 2 days, we did not see any MLAs apart from those who are ministers who were present over there. So what exactly is happening, no one knows. Tomorrow is the big meeting which has been called by both the faction. And even tomorrow, let me tell you, not all the MLAs are going to come. Some of them will stay absent because they still have no clarity. So even tomorrow we won't be getting the big picture, but in some level we will understand who stands where. But yes, this is all a deja vu of what happened last year. Last year it was Shiv Sena and now it is happening with NCP.
Right. So while of course we don't know the big picture, the real picture, like Sohit is saying, is that there are several MLAs who are still confused over which side they actually belong to, where they're actually going to go. Not many are going to show up in that meeting tomorrow. Meanwhile, a quick word from you, Sohit, on Sharad Pawar, because we're also getting pictures of Sharad Pawar leaving his residence. So what's his day looking like? What's happening as far as that camp is concerned? We know, like you've been reporting, that they're currently exploring all legal options that are available to them.
Well, Sharad Pawar returned back to Mumbai last night, and today Amol Kole, who's an MP who yesterday said that he will be supporting Sharad Pawar. He is a Marathi actor and very well known for his role of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So he'll be coming and meeting Sharad Pawar, and Sharad Pawar will continue his business as usual, whereas the legal action is being taken by his own party members. Now, let us also remember that Sharad Pawar continued his work even when Ajit Pawar did a similar thing in 2019. And remember the way he confidently raised his hand day before yesterday when someone asked who will be the face of your party, and he smiling confidently, he was smiling and raised his hand and said Sharad Pawar. So yes, he knows that he has to reach out to the masses, and he has begun his game for that. And what I am hearing is that after tomorrow's meeting, he will be touring the entire Maharashtra state as well. So planning on that level has begun. He is also trying to see that the opposition across the national level stays united, because yesterday when I spoke to him, we did his interview. What he said to us is that the new timing for the meeting is 16th and 17th, or 17th and 18th of July, and it will happen in Bengaluru. So he's also looking at the larger picture and at the same time ensuring that majority of his MLAs should come back to his faction. Will he be able to successfully do what he did in 2019? We don't know yet. But yes, what I can say is he is trying that, and he is using not only the media but also things are happening behind the curtain. If there is drama happening in front of the camera, a lot of things are happening behind the camera, behind the curtains. There are phone calls, there are messages that are going on, and pressure tactic is being used from both the sides. There is emotional tactic, there is pressure tactic. All these things are being used to try to show that, okay, I might be old, but I still have the control over my own party.
Absolutely. He is an octogenarian, but you know, like they say that he hasn't grayed his hair or aged in the sun. He's of course a veteran politician. What is really going to be Sharad Pawar's strategy going forward? He's also known to keep his cards very, very close to his chest. But we'll of course keep coming back to you, Sohit, for all the latest political action. I want to get in a quick word from Tanushri as well. Tanushri, you're tracking that important meeting at the Sena Bhavan. And that meeting now assumes a lot of significance, Tanushri, also because of the fact that we know that the UBT faction MLA has in fact, Sunil Prabhu, he's in fact moved the Supreme Court demanding that the speaker take action against the Shinde faction, swift action against the Shinde faction. What more are you picking up as far as that meeting is concerned?
Absolutely. Now, you know, with this political turmoil in the state and with this constant political instability, now Uddhav Thackeray has also, you know, he also wants to be absolutely certain that his MLAs, his support is with him rock solid. And that's why this meeting is being held today at the Shiv Sena Bhavan, where Uddhav Thackeray, Ajit Thackeray, both will be present. All their MLAs have been called. They do not want to take any risk coming, you know, going forward, and especially with the 2024 Lok Sabha election. The Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena faction do not want to take any risk. And in fact, yesterday, Uddhav Thackeray very categorically said, when he spoke to the media, he very categorically said that the MVA, where the Sharad Pawar faction of NCP, the Shiv Sena, the Uddhav Thackeray faction of Shiv Sena, and the Congress is very much united, and we will be united against the Bharatiya Janata Party. That's our only enemy in the state. As far as electing the LOP, the leader of opposition is concerned, we can always talk, but right now we need to first focus on the unity. So it's also going to show a kind of unity, a show of strength and unity as far as the opposition is concerned. Also, Rishika, what we are hearing is that Uddhav Thackeray has already spoken to Sharad Pawar. Once tomorrow the show of strength from Ajit Pawar faction and from Sharad Pawar faction is done, Uddhav Thackeray is also going to hold a meeting with Sharad Pawar and going to make a roadmap as to how this is going to go forward. If this is how the strike is going to be on them, how are they going to maintain that their power fractions in the state remains intact? So that is going to be a very powerful meeting. That's going to be, in fact, one of the very important meetings. But right now, what Uddhav Thackeray is doing is that keeping his, flock together, and that's why he has called all his MLAs, all the support he has to the Shiv Sena Bhavan, to let them know that this kind of a political instability is happening in the state. But he needs to keep his flock together, and that's why this meeting has been called. But as Sohit was rightly mentioning, that right now numbers are not, has been ascertained on either side. Neither Ajit Pawar has presented his number nor Sharad Pawar. So we'll get to know that tomorrow, and that is when the entire drama is going to unfold.
Or maybe not even tomorrow, Tanushree, as Sohit is pointing out, because like he said, there are several MLAs who haven't actually decided what they want to do. So there is no certainty, no commitment, nothing via sources that's coming in from either Sharad Pawar's camp or Ajit Pawar's camp at the moment as far as a commitment on the numbers are concerned. So that's really what it's all going to boil down to. Meanwhile, of course, like we've been reporting, there are hectic political meetings underway. The Congress is in a huddle, so is the UPD faction of the Shiv Sena, and there is, of course, that crucial cabinet meeting. Meanwhile, very interesting that Ajit Pawar was en route to inaugurate a new NCP office, the keys for which are believed to be with a leader from the other camp. So they're essentially locked out of that new office they were going to inaugurate. So a lot of interesting developments taking place on that rainy day in Mumbai. And my colleague Sohit Mishra, in fact, has been tracking that very interesting snippet of the office inauguration. Let's listen in.
चाबियां नहीं मिली है, क्या मामला हुआ है? कोई कम्युनिकेशन गैप है, या ये कहा जा रहा है कि ये जो पूरा बंगला है, ये जब अपॉइंट किया गया है तो जो लोग यहाँ पर रह रहे तो चाबी लेकर चले गए, हुआ क्या है?
एग्जैक्टली हुआ है कि कम्युनिकेशन गैप की वजह से हम लोगों ने इस उद्घाटन का टाइम दिया था 1 बजे, और पीडब्ल्यूडी को ये लगा कि 1 बजे आने वाले, मगर हमारे कुछ कार्यकर्ता यहाँ पर 1 बजे से पहले पहुँच गए। उनके बारिश चलने के कारण उन्होंने डोर का धक्का देके उन्होंने निकाला है।
दरवाजा तोड़ा है, लेकिन अंदर के जो दरवाजे हैं वो बंद हैं। अगर इसके चाबी नहीं आती, आप लोग क्या करेंगे यहाँ पर? क्योंकि ये अभी आप लोगों का अलॉट किया गया है, लेकिन चाबियां आपके पास नहीं है।
हमें दरवाजे खोलना आता है।
हाँ।
हम कौन सा भी दरवाजा हो, किस दरवाजे को किस तरह से खोलना है,
हाँ।
उसकी चाबी हमारे पास है, हम खोल लेंगे।
यहाँ पर किन की तस्वीरें लगेगी? क्योंकि ये एनसीपी का ऑफिस है। आपके जो अध्यक्ष हैं, नेशनल प्रेसिडेंट हैं, वो शरद पवार हैं। आपके वर्किंग प्रेसिडेंट हैं प्रफुल्ल पटेल हैं। आमतौर पर जो भी पार्टी ऑफिस रहते हैं वहाँ पर अध्यक्ष और बाकी लोगों की तस्वीरें लगती हैं। यहाँ पर क्या कुछ रहने वाला है?
शरद पवार जी साहब का फोटो तो 100% रहेगा। वो हमारे नेता है, श्रद्धेय है, उनके विचारों पे हम काम कर रहे हैं, तो उनका फोटो रहेगा। और जो महाराष्ट्र है, शाहू फुले, शिव शाहू फुले अम्बेडकर के विचारों पे चलता है, हम उसी विचारों पे काम करते हैं। उनके फोटो भी रहेंगे, और हमारे बाकी प्रांताध्यक्ष हो या वरिष्ठ नेता हो, उनके भी फोटो यहाँ पर रहेंगे।
और जो बलाड स्टेट में आप लोगों का दफ्तर है, वो क्या होगा अभी? क्योंकि वहाँ पर सुप्रिया सुले, जयंत पाटिल, जितेंद्र आव्हाड, ये लोग बैठते हैं। जयंत पाटिल और जितेंद्र आव्हाड के खिलाफ आप लोगों ने कहा है कि एक डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन का प्ली भी दिया गया है, लेकिन जो एक और वर्किंग प्रेसिडेंट है वो भी वो वाले दफ्तर में बैठते हैं।
वहाँ क्या हो रहा है हमें पता नहीं, हमें यहाँ क्या करना है वो मालूम है। हम यही करेंगे कि जो हमारी राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पार्टी है, हमारे पार्टी का ये ऑफिस है, उसमें हम हमारे नेताओं के साथ, हमारे विचारों के साथ राज्य को प्रगति की ओर ले जाने के लिए इस ऑफिस का काम करेंगे।
आखिरी सवाल, जानबूझ के आपको लगता है ये दरवाजे बंद करके चाबी ले जाएगा, और किया है तो किसने किया है, क्यों किया?
किसने किया है, क्यों किया है, वो थोड़ी जानकारी अभी तक हमें भी नहीं मिली।
लेकिन ये कहा जा रहा है अंबादास दानवे की तस्वीर है यहाँ पर, बाला साहब ठाकरे की तस्वीर अंदर लगी हुई थी, उद्धव ठाकरे की तस्वीर लगी हुई है और ये जो उनके पीए उनके पास चाबी है वो लेकर गए हैं।
वो भी रिसर्च की बात है कि अंबादास दानवे साहब को जो बंगला दिया था वो अलग है, यहाँ पर उनकी फोटो कैसे लगी, किसने लगाई, कौन रह रहा था, ये डिपार्टमेंट सर्च करेगा, उसके ऊपर कार्रवाई होगी।
अच्छा, तो दरवाजा 1 बजे तक का आप लोगों के पास टाइमिंग है, चाबी नहीं आता है, क्या करेंगे?
खोल देंगे, आपको बोला ना कि सब ताले की चाबी हमारे पास है, हम खोल लेंगे।
So as you heard, the youth wing president of the NCP, now this is the office which has been opened. The workers did not have the key for this office, and what has happened is that the workers over here tried to break the office main door. Yes, they were able to do that successfully, but the other doors are still shut. So while the main door has been opened, the other doors aren't been opened yet, and that's why they are waiting for the keys to come. So the drama continues to happen in several other levels, and the workers were present over here. Now this is the new office bungalow that has been given to the NCP. Now they are calling this the real NCP office, and while they are trying to open it, what you see, what my camera person Praveen Jirohit is trying to show you is the Mantralaya where the cabinet meeting is happening, and right opposite that is the new NCP's party office that has been given, but they don't have the keys, and for that the NCP youth wing, the newly appointed NCP youth wing of Ajit Pawar faction, broke the main doors. They entered inside, but still there are doors that are shut inside, so nothing can happen, and they have to wait either for the keys to come or else they'll have to break those doors as well. So it's not only about who owns the party, but also about who owns which bungalow, who will be getting which party office, and the politics for that continues, and the Maharashtra drama doesn't seem to be ending soon. In Mumbai with camera person Praveen Jirohit, Sohit Mishra, NDTV.